We are back. I apologize for everything. It has been such a frustrating drive tonight. We have spent the whole 3 hours with Busara, as many of you know from the kids show, and eventually just lost her at last minute. So of course we no longer have her, but we don't have anything actually, let's be honest, but we do apologise, and I just wanted to give you some updates. So I am a little bit concerned about Busara. I am going to go and phone Elena from the Cheetah Research because I noticed an injury. I don't think many others noticed it, but there is an injury on the back left leg. And when you watch her walk, she isn't walking with her proper gait. It's not quite a limp, but there's definitely something off there. So I personally am concerned. We caught another failed attempt at hunting a Tommy today. We weren't able to broadcast it because we just got there as it happened, typical, but it was another failed attempt. So she's not been successful and she's looking painfully thin. So I am genuinely concerned about this cheetah. She's in my heart and she really hasn't made a successful hunt in quite a few days now. So a little bit concerned. And also Patrick had an amazing sighting this morning with Busara herself and he thought it was Waffles, but I just want to update everyone, it was not Waffles. It was a collared hyena, and we think it could possibly be her son, Turani, but that's not confirmed. So don't hold me to that. I just wanted to clarify with everyone, it was not Waffles. It was another hyena that was collared, but not by our Michigan State hyena researchers. I don't know who collared this hyena. So that was just the update. We are going to continue our drive in the darkness. The Olololos were around this morning with their little cubbies. So I am hoping that even although it is pitch black and we really don't have long to go, we do hope that we can maybe catch some lion action because they definitely are in the area. So I once again apologise. I do not know what is going on in the world of tech and the world of gremlins, but I have had enough of the gremlins. This is my anti-gremlin face. That's my nasty Lauren face that only the gremlins get. Very frustrating. So tomorrow I am out on the sunrise and I will be looking for Busara because I don't know, I'm just very concerned about this beautiful cheetah's welfare and why she keeps on missing hunts that seemingly are quite easy for her. She is a cheetah after all. She's 3 years old. She's successful so far. She's independent. She's solitary. And she obviously has crossed over into the triangle. And I just don't fully understand why she's not been successful with her hunts. So that will be my plan for tomorrow. But she has escaped our clutches for now. So I am sorry about that. We did record some stuff with her though, don't worry. You will get to see it one day. It just unfortunately was not live. So this is exactly the area where the Olololos were in. Mia's asking about Busara and the Mara. Oh, that rhymes, but I'm not sure exactly what the question was. I'm just going to turn my comms up. If Faith could very kindly repeat that for me as I scan around for some potential lions. How long? Okay, I got you, Mia. We don't know how long she's going to stay in the triangle. She's just crossed over from the other side of the river, and she has been there for 3 years. So she's actually known to the research team here. And SafariLive has sighted her before, and she is known to us. But how long she will be in the triangle, I really cannot tell you. I hope she stays here. It would be wonderful if she sort of set up here and did not leave us. But unfortunately, I can't answer that for sure. It's also said that she did have cubs last year. Sorry, I don't know why I said cubs. But unfortunately, it does seem like she lost them all. So I don't believe it's been a great time for Busara, and I really hope her injury does heal soon and she gets nice and healthy and does eventually get a successful hunt. So we're going to continue searching for our Ololololos, but for now, let's go down to South Africa to Taylor.
Hello everybody, welcome back. Hopefully this will be the last time that we have to say that today. So we are now down Gowrie Main. We're coming up to Triple M Junction, and I just met with another safari guide by the name of Mike. He's new. He now works at Arathusa, so you have to learn his name as well. and he said to me that Shidulu was having a drink at Red Dam. Be nice if we could see Shidulu. So I think we're going to go in that direction and go towards Triple M, closer towards the gate, and see if we can find a leopard, if she'll come out for us. Otherwise, we will look for nightjars and owls on the road. That's what we'll be doing. I'm not looking for cats anymore, other than Shidulu. If anybody wants to be seen, they need to be in front of my spotlight, or they need to walk out onto the road, and then I'll be happy. The drongos are very busy along the sides of the road this evening. Lots of them lined up, catching all the insects that are flying into our eyes this evening, which is good. How about a young chameleon, Craig? And I do mean a young chameleon, a little one. Think that'll be good? I hope so. Sorry we don't have any animals for you. I wish we did. It would be nice. We did see a frog though. I wanted to show you the frog. I don't know what it was. It looked like a common caco to me. But I'll have to check a frog book and go through and just have a look at all of them. Because Craig saw some colours I didn't see, and then he didn't see some colours I saw. So it could have been anything. But it had really big, bulgy eyes, and it was about the size of a common caco, bigger than a reed frog. So that's why I had that suspicion. I don't even have a book to show you, and I don't have any cell phone reception to Google an image either. I'm so sorry, it's thrilling. Okay, this is a great spot. We always see lion tracks here, but will we see the lions? Nope, nothing. No lions, sadly. Seems as though none of the animals are playing ball, but maybe they will, because the wind has finally dropped and all the clouds have cleared away. Sydney's driving. Let's see if he has better luck than Lauren and I.
I had to leave the hyenas because the little ones got disappeared deep in the den as the adults decided to leave much earlier this afternoon. So adults left us there and sighting got disappeared. But now I am heading much more towards the Galago Pen area to see if we cannot find any of these other entertaining and very special animals. So I'm trying to check everywhere here to see if we cannot pick up any chameleon. Paula, I have not seen the owls yet today, but yes, here in Juma I have seen different kinds of owls, beautiful owls, even the big one, the giant eagle owl. So the owls are part of those very beautiful birds. I like, my favorite owl is the spotted eagle owl. So that one is my favorite. So I haven't heard the pale spotted owls for some time now, as those are the ones who are very much vocal by this time. Carl 6, unfortunately, the dung beetles, they are hiding away from me these days. I don't know what's wrong with these dung beetles. But I can see the elephant dunks, they are being eaten. It's just that the dung beetles are named according to the type of diet. So the dung beetles I am seeing the evidence of these days is the endocorporate. The telecorporate dung rollers is the ones which are difficult to find. But I still hope to see them because the season is not yet done for them. They are still around. So maybe a lot of them now is time they are looking after the eggs, waiting for the larvae to come out. As these dung beetles, some of them, they do sit with the eggs. Ben, driving in the dark is not scary at all. Yes, we are dealing with the potential dangerous animals. But these animals, they don't really see us when we are driving these cars. When these animals are seeing us in the car, they see us as one object. So it's very much rare for the animals to react otherwise while we are driving around here. So when the animals wakes up by this time of the night, it's when they are going to forage. So we see them looking for their animals to eat, the prey animals to eat. So there is quite a lot of insects I'm seeing here, attracted by my spotlight. So now let's cross over to the Masai Mara, where Lauren is also driving in the dark.
You know, sometimes it actually can be a little bit scary driving in the dark. Not scary, if that makes sense, but sometimes you really don't know what is around the corner. And because the grass is so long here now, it's a little bit tricky to get an exact view of what is around. There could be a pride of lions over there just watching me quite happily, and there's a chance that you would never know. So I do love driving in the dark, but yes, there is an element of fear to it. An element of excitement as well, but sometimes it can be a little bit scary. So I don't know what Sydney said he felt, but that's definitely how I feel about driving in the dark. So we've had no luck with our Olololos just now, but we're going to keep looking. We have a little bit of time. Rob is asking, oh, I see a pair of eyes. It's definitely not a lion or anything like that. It's probably our little jackals. Anyway, I'm going to keep driving on. Rob was asking, creatures that are endangered, would anybody ever interfere if anything was to happen to them? I think that's the question. Out here in the Mara does work a little bit different from the likes of South Africa. And there are vets out here, and there are different organisations, and oh, cheetahs! If cheetahs were injured, oh, okay, that is a jackal right in my headlights, and it's off. And because our IR cannot get that far, we're not able to show you the jackal, but that's what the little pair of eyes were. So cheetahs, sorry, I thought Faith said creatures. I do apologise. Tricky question, but out here in the Mara, I do believe certain organisations and certain bodies actually do intervene. We, of course, do not, but I have reported it. I've reported the injury, and I can't quite work out what is wrong with Busara. I don't know whether she's maybe been hit by a buffalo or an antelope with big horns, and it's pierced the hole. I've got a photo of it, and there's actually lots of maggots and stuff inside the hole. But that doesn't look too severe. I am wondering whether it's hit the bone or hit the muscle, and that's what's causing the extreme pain that we can see in her. So yes, there are some organisations that will intervene if they find animals with snares, or especially lions that have been injured, and they will obviously dart them, and the vet will treat them. So there's two sides to this coin. Some people agree with that, some people don't. But out here in the Mara, that is how it works, especially if the injury is caused by humans. So if the injury is a snare, or maybe a car hit an animal, which I believe does happen out here, then I believe it's imperative that these organisations do intervene, because it was caused by a human. But there are many other cases where animals have been injured or sick. Lots of different examples where they intervene and they do treat the animals. So there's positive and negatives. It's a very controversial topic, actually, Rob. And down in Djuma, that doesn't really happen, but up here in the Mara, it does. So I hope that answers your question. And as for Busara, I'm really not sure. She hasn't been seen in a long time. And when I did actually tell the cheetah organisation that we saw her, Elena, the lady, was absolutely thrilled, and she couldn't believe it that she'd crossed this far into the triangle. So she was thrilled to hear the information. But of course, the fact that she's got an injury isn't too great. So I'm really not sure what'll happen to her, but I really want to try and keep close tabs on her. Every time I try to go live with Busara, the gremlins attack. I'm not sure why it is. Janet's asking, how was lunch with the hyenas? No, I'm only joking. How was lunch with the hyena researchers? It was lovely. It was wonderful. They came over and they really enjoy coming to our camp. A big shout out to them if they are watching. They love snacking on our chocolate and our chips, which they don't have in their camp, poor souls. So they made it their way straight to our pantry and they had a ball. We sat and discussed things for hours and hours and hours. I do have lots and lots of updates for you, things that I also wasn't aware of. I'm not going to lie and pretend that I know everything about the North Clan, because I don't. So I have lots of updates for you. I think maybe we can take a visit to the North Clan tomorrow or in the next few days, and I can give you all those updates. And things are a lot more clearer now on what exactly is going on between this matriarchal shift. And we did go over this new paper, and of course we just had lots and lots of fun. They love hyenas. I love hyenas. It was just a very lovely lunch. So thank you so much for asking, Janice. And I promise you, when we do actually have the North Clan in front of us, I will go over all these updates for you. It doesn't really make too much sense going into great detail right now when I am bumbling about in the dark trying to find some lions for you all. Now, the Olololos were spotted this morning with cubs very close by, which is exactly why I'm hoping to find them. So it's not only me that is scanning with my spotlight, of course. Miss Taylor down in South Africa is doing the same. So let's go down to her.
Oh, there we go. Content's back. Whew. We just had a moment where we thought we weren't actually going to be able to show you an animal, but I'm going to show you a scrub hare. Now, if you're wondering why I'm driving down the main road, oh, it's gone now. Well, that's great. Well, I was looking for Shedulu, but it sounds like she hasn't come out onto Triple M. She stayed inside Arethusa. And what I was going to tell you about the scrub hare is that that's a perfect spot for a scrub hare to sit, well, if it wants to be eaten. Because if, I'm going to go ahead and say a spotted eagle owl, just because I see them more on the main roads than any other owl species. They just sit there, hidden nicely on the tops of these trees with those sort of fake ears. You know, those things that look like ears on a spotted eagle owl? They're not. They're not. It's just these feathers that propped up like that, and that's great to help break up the silhouette of an owl. And then it's basically completely invisible. Because like tonight with the moon out, everything silhouettes quite easily. Anyways, swoop down, catch a nice scrub hare. That would have been a great sighting. That's actually what I would have liked to have seen tonight. It would have made my day. But I think we end drive too early, because if we go, and obviously we've all got friends that live within the reserve, and sometimes we go out, we go to different lodges and do things like that. And whenever we're leaving camp and we drive all the way around on the main roads, we always see owls every single time. And especially here on Triple M, there's a pair of spotted eagle owls that live here. So it's a pity that we just keep missing them, but they must sit up in some of these tall trees. Oh well, we'll keep our eyes peeled. Let's see if we can maybe get a young chameleon again. It'll be nice. I'm saying the word young because of Emma. We all become like one another, and she says that age all the time. I'm so sorry, Faith. I was talking louder than you were talking, so I heard my own voice. Can you please repeat the question? Just concentrate. Trying to not get bopped in the face by a bug. Bob. Yes, I've seen one serval in Juma. That was on Battalier Road. I cannot remember. Brian was on camera with me, and we heard the birds going ballistic and they were tweeting and shouting and all sorts of crazy things, and we knew that there was something there, and then we linked away because I think the gremlins got us. And as we linked away, we saw the serval. There was a drongo that, I think a drongo must have mobbed the serval, and it jumped out. It was a split second. That is the only time I've seen a serval. I've seen African wildcat though. We even got it on camera. It just sort of blitzed straight across the screen though. Yeah, you had to look really carefully to see that it was actually African wildcat. I don't think we've got enough open grassy areas for serval. I think if you go towards Cheetah Plain side, even towards Torchwood, right in the eastern corner into Buffelshoek and all the way into Kruger, that area would be great for serval. Nice tall grass. I mean, they could live here quite easily, but I think it's just a bit too dense with shrubs. So, I mean, if you look in the Massa Mara or the Mara Triangle, we see a lot of serval. We see a lot of serval when the grass is not so tall, otherwise they're invisible. But they're always out in those open plains hunting mice and rats and birds with long tails, any birds that will be hiding in the grasses. So pipits and widers, quelias and things like that. Anything feeding on grass seeds, all those bird species will be definitely a target of the serval. Would be nice to see one. I do enjoy serval. I like watching them. They're fascinating. I still think I had one of the best sightings ever was with the hyena and serval. That was cool. Gizmo, the thing that I enjoy most about driving at night, I don't know, not really being able to see what else is around you other than what's on the spotlight. What are these two scrub hairs doing? That's why I've stopped. Oh, I have my light on, sorry. I'm going to just switch my bright light off, and let's just see if what are they going to mate? Are they going to fight? Is it going to be another gerbil moment? Who knows, if we wait it out. I think it's virtually impossible to tell the difference between a male and female rabbit or a hare. I mean, vets can't even do it properly sometimes. They think, yes, here are your 2 boy bunnies. And then 8 months down the line, there's like 12 of them. And you thought, okay, that's great. I know too many horror stories of that happening. Maybe not the vets. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say anything bad about the vets. I mean, maybe the pet shop owners who I should be targeting. Are they getting closer, Craig? Or was that other one just completely vanished now? No? What you doing? I'm going to go ahead and say the one on the left is the girl. She keeps looking over at him with those longing eyes. Just bouncing about, waiting for him to notice her. I'm joking. Maybe it's mom and little one. Look. One is significantly smaller than the other. The one on the right is much smaller than the one. Oh, now you've got to swap it around, of course, because they've run in circles. The big one is the male. The smaller one is the female. Or it's an adult and a youngster, but I don't know. Maybe an adult and a sub-adult. I say this, but then what will happen? They'll start mating, because we know that that's what will happen to me. The animals like to make me look silly. Jenny, you're quite right. They've got very big ears, but they need those very big ears. They're super important. Without them, I wouldn't be able to hear the owl coming towards it, but owls fly silently anyway. Or the jackal creeping through the grass. Or that one time when the scrubber got stuck in the middle of the road with 3 adult lionesses trying to hunt impala. Those ears would have come in handy, considering it was pitch black. Yeah, I think that's mom and youngster. Because that other one is very, very small. And still, I suppose we can just see how they interact. She doesn't seem to want to have anything to do with that little one, though. Run, run. Where are your siblings? Did they not make it? Obviously, they didn't make it. Very sad. I would like to bring my brother's rabbit and see how well he does out here in the wilderness. He's very brave at home. Thinks he's the king of the castle. Wouldn't survive very long out here. I don't think my brother's watching, but if he hears me say this, he'll ban me from touching the rabbit. We have a rabbit at home. Willem. He used to attack me, but not anymore. No, David, these scrub hair are definitely not safe. Being out in the open like this is very vulnerable for them because there could be, and like I said, I think owl's probably going to be their biggest threat, or a young leopard learning to hunt, or an adult leopard. A lion, potentially, depending on how hungry they are. If there's some sub-adults, they would quite happily chase after a couple of scrub hairs. Again, it's a little snack that they didn't have before. So I suppose any predator walking down the road. I watched a hyena years ago when I saw Sabi. It killed one. A hyena just walks up and the scrub hair was just tucked away trying to hide, and the hyena ate it. Caught it and ate it. So things like that do happen. So, but I think they need to watch out for the birds. Where are the lights? Where are the lights? Okay, are we going to get a chameleon now? That was a very interesting sighting though. Definitely mother and sub-adult though. No gerbil sighting. Sorry, because I know you're all hoping for another gerbil 2.0. That would have been great. How hilarious. We'll have to wait till next time because I don't think I can get one of those on walk. Otherwise it would be a lot of fun. Lovely. Well, it seems to be a theme to be holding the spotlight and swaying it from left to right and hoping that some animals will pop out. Lauren's still doing that. Maybe she'll get a little jackal on the way home. Bless you.
Yes, indeed. Still scanning. It's not easy when it's dark, and I definitely don't have that special reflective layer that these animals out here do, the nocturnal animals. So I can't really see much without my spotlight, to be very honest. Now, this afternoon I had so many plans for our drive before the evil gremlins came along and decided to destroy it all. We actually heard of a sighting of the shepherd's leopard male, and we tried very hard to find him for you. We didn't manage to find him, but we know the rough area where he is and where he's hanging out. So that is going to be very much part of tomorrow's mission. It was going to be a surprise for everybody. However, the gremlins won once again and unfortunately took over the drive. But I always like to update everybody, and he was sighted. He's around. He's actually very, very close. He's not far away at all. And of course, as I've mentioned, the Olololos were around as well. So there's been a lot happening today in the world of the Masai Mara, but unfortunately, in the world of going live and technology and gremlins, then yes, it definitely didn't go in our favor at all, did it? Shelley's saying it's been an animal bonanza. Yes, it really has. It really, really has. I can't actually believe how lucky I've been since coming here. And the time I have got to spend with cheetahs is just, I really didn't expect that. I heard they're not easy to find. You normally have to go to the border. However, it's just been incredible. From Mugi a few days ago, maybe even a week ago now. Oh, I really lose track of time out here. And from all the time we have spent with Busara, it's been absolutely magical. So many of you know, and I'm sticking with it, my next mission is a leopard of the Mara. I still do miss Hosanna. I miss him a lot. I think about Hosanna all the time. And you know, I was the last person to see him. So I was on the drive. It was the day we did droning, and we found Hosanna trying to hunt impala, but he did not. And that was the day he left, and it was my last time with him as well. So yes, oh, Hosanna, let's all think of him for a moment in our hearts. You never know, he might appear one day. He might come back home. I really hope he does. So I'm sure the leopards out here are going to be magnificent, but they aren't going to be Hosanna, are they? Anyway, so obviously now we are sort of nearing the end of the show, and it doesn't look like these Ololos are going to pop out at all. Oh, that's a good point, Faith. She just reminded me. Maybe Hosanna's actually waiting for me. He's my boy. He's the handsome man in my life. So there is a point. He might be waiting until I go back to Juma. Very well thought of, Faith. Great job. Anyway, we are nearing the end of the show, and we are sorry that it has been a slight bit of disappointment in terms of the gremlins, but we will be back up and running tomorrow as always, and I will be on the Sunrise Safari, and hopefully we will have lots of missions up ahead that do include some spotted furry cats. So do forgive us for all the troubles, and thank you once again for joining us and being on board the back of our vehicles. But do make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Sunrise Safari, and I'll see you then.